How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. I am your host, Faze Crypto, and today we have a very exciting video planned for you today. We're going to be discussing Cardano ADA, and first of all, I'd just like to apologize. My voice might be sounding a little bit different than normal. I am coming over a cold, but that doesn't stop us from continuing to bring you guys, the videos that you know and love about, that crypto talk. And of course, today, just starting off looking at the market cap, we're at 140. The value of a Bitcoin is pretty steadily staying at that $4,000 mark, which is pretty nice to see. The fact that it's been able to maintain, I know there was a lot of resistance at around that 3,900 level, but hopefully we'll be able to stay where we are. But I would really like to take this opportunity to discuss, the trend that we've been seeing developing with the Cardano value. You can kind of get a pretty interesting look at that when you look at the 3-month activity. Cardano is in fact around where it was back in January, which is pretty exciting. We've actually passed those levels now recently in this past week or so, which is pretty exciting to see how this technology has been performing. Of course, coming nowhere close to where it was a year ago, but then again, you have to take into consideration the grand scheme of things. None of these cryptos are anywhere near where they were a year ago. However, where Cardano has basically been able to make a lot of jumps forward, I want to just look at some of these academic papers about Cardano. And I spend hours every single day reading just white paper about all the different cryptocurrencies that I'm doing my research. And I'd encourage everybody out there to do as much research as physically possible before you involve yourself in any way with any cryptocurrency, because when it comes down to it, you can't trust anybody but your own due diligence in this space. And the fact that Cardano's got, not every cryptocurrency has the same extent of research going into it as Cardano goes into. We've got Ouroboros, we've got all these different things happening in such a short time span with Cardano. But then again, in the long term, I think Cardano is often unjustly criticized because they have taken their time to really do a lot of things that a lot of other cryptocurrencies just seem to rush to get a blockchain out there without actually really caring about the product. And Cardano is one of those cryptocurrencies that's actually working on building a foundation that's going to have key aspects of functionality that are going to be really paying off in the long term. And if you want to talk about the fact that Cardano has basically managed to achieve something in terms of scientific and academic credentials, whether or not you're the type of person who actually sees value in that sort of thing, I personally do, because I see the fact that the establishment is going to have to basically mesh with the cryptocurrency existing infrastructure that's there. And I think something that a lot of the normies in the cryptocurrency space fail to realize is that these technologies are already, for the most part, really on the radar of a lot of huge entities that are planning to build things on the foundations. And it's not necessarily about where they are right now. I think a lot of these companies are looking at where these cryptocurrencies are actually going to go, which is another reason why we're seeing Cardano as a top performer at the current time making this video, which is pretty exciting for me, at least, because I've been a believer in Cardano from the beginning. I'm pretty sure a lot of people who follow the content on this channel are also Cardano believers, just because you look at the facts. Anybody who's doing their research into these things is pretty much readily looking at these things happening. Charles Hodgkinson, the fact that we've got Shelley right around the corner, especially at this current time where, all the cryptos are pretty much doing their own thing. And I think that it's, exciting to say the least. I'm nowhere near expecting to see a huge shift like we saw back at the, 2018, 2017 sort of, area time frame, which was an interesting time because it did give us us an interesting indication of the potential for cryptocurrency. And it's amazing to see. I mean, we've got like Jack Dorsey coming out and advocating for cryptocurrency, and all these different commenters who have been giving praise to the space, which before would have sent the space, I mean, sort of shooting high to the sky. Just a simple comment by a celebrity back in the day of the sort of prime time of cryptocurrency around the 2017 2018 era. We were seeing a lot of interesting attention in the space, which did go a long way in pretty much getting cryptocurrency as a household conversation, something people talk about around the Thanksgiving table. But at the same time, we really can't overlook the fact that the cryptos have been making their moves in the background. Of course, we've got, anybody who's going to be at the Toronto Cardano blockchain meetup and network, this will be pretty exciting, and I'm excited to see a lot of you there. Join us for our first Cardano meetup in Toronto. Cardano is a third generation blockchain, peer reviewed by leading academics, that's positioned to scale to mass adoption. We have to talk about the fact that a lot of these things are in the making and are forward looking. I think that Cardano is really one of those cryptocurrencies that's very exciting to look forward to in the long term. And of course, I'm not too distracted with the day to day when it comes to these different things, but just looking at a couple of news items that we have right here. After a sharp dip yesterday, most coins saw some nice growth today as a bit of confidence seems to have come over the market. Bitcoin is still hovering around 4,000, and a few projects such as Nulls have performed very well. Coin market cap and all these different things. I would definitely recommend you guys checking out this article. It's a pretty interesting indication of the current circumstances with the cryptocurrency space, and I'm very excited to see how things have been shaping up. Of course, this is a pretty interesting chart drawn by our friend here. Of course, looking at Cardano, potential and all these different things, but I think that we're looking at a pretty interesting uptrend. A lot of people have been paying attention to these different things, and I think it's renewed a lot of confidence. And brought a lot of positive attention in Cardano space. I got our buddy there, Charles Hoskinson. And I think when we look at what these technologies are going to be doing, Cardano is at the first resistance after getting above the trading range. Will it get above BTC? Is right at the resistance line that has made it collapse multiple times since the bull run. Just wants ADA to be free. Should the integrator be trusted? Once again, an interesting tweet right there as well. Worthy of our attention, certainly. But without a doubt, one of my favorite attributes of Cardano community is our lack of a troll army. That's also something rarely will you see an ad after into trash talk or trolling other projects. We defend our own, but we don't need to troll to prove our project. Keep it classy. I think that's also really great. Like that, of course. I think Cardano really does sort of speak for itself, which is why it's sort of one of those more mature cryptocurrencies that doesn't really need to be forced on anybody. I always see it as sort of a negative sign when these bots and stuff are all advocating for specific crypto, when really the technology should speak for itself. And one thing that Cardano has that certainly separates it from the herd is those academic credentials that really will go a long way. Whether or not you think that they're important, they are. Let's just be honest with ourselves. The fact of the matter is that these things are going to be playing a really foundation role in the integration of blockchain, and how the Cardano Foundation is able to actually mesh with a lot of the already pre-existing organizations that will seek to actually use cryptocurrency in their day-to-day aspects of where we're actually going to see these things go in the long term. But all that being said, make sure that you guys go and follow us on Twitter. That's at CryptoTuber as always. Of course, remember this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. Of course, I'm not your dad. always remember, it's not just a catchphrase. I'm not your dad. Always make sure that you do your own research. Trust your own due diligence on these things. And I think Cardano, when you look into it, I mean, it's pretty much speaks for itself. I mean, but I am very excited. I mean, I think we've had a really good video here. I mean, we've got some other interesting, articles just I want to check out over here. Online camera models are, encrypting crypto in a big way. I mean, these things are all happening, so quickly. It's almost tough to keep track. In the article, multiple cam models are interviewed and describe the reasons why they have turned to crypto. One such model named Gabby described how these definitely go and check out this article right here. I mean, I won't go much further into it, but I mean, it definitely is interesting to see how cryptocurrency is meshing with so many just unheard of just things that you wouldn't necessarily expect, leading the integration of cryptocurrency, and definitely an interesting thing there. So I'm excited for what Cardano has in the future. It's one of those projects that really does get me excited. I'm sure you can hear the excitement in my voice. But of course, at the time of making this video, we've got Bitcoin dominance at 50.7%, sort of moving sideways, but that's all right for now. But yeah, all that being said, I think we've pretty much covered a lot of interesting topics in this video, and I'll make sure to keep you guys updated with another video coming out tomorrow. So make sure that you're subscribed with post notifications turned on. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.